Welcome to Roundtable Talks, the show where we deep dive topics and we just have fun. Book 2
Book 2,
is called The Thunderhead.
The Thunderhead. Book 2 was an intense book, especially the
Intense.
ending.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, Rowan is killing people. He's not gleaning, but I guess murdering unworthy
Literally murdering.
size. He lets one go, which comes back to bite him in the ass later.
Ooh, I missed that.
You really?
Yeah, I think because at some points I'd be listening, but I'd be doing work, so
Oh,
then I'd like not be paying full attention.
I got you. So there's one side who I think he helped a friend glean a girl that did something wrong to him
Ooh,
or
I
something like
heard
that.
that. Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah. A girl he broke up with, he was like, "Do me
yeah,
a favor."
exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't do stuff like that. So I guess at this point in Rowan's undertaking, he was getting a little bit more lenient, unfortunately. So you're like, I'll give you a warning this time. If you do it again, then I'll clean you for sure. Which I think is a better way to do it, like a more
Yeah.
humane way to do it. And that probably was the Faraday in him.
Yeah, it was.
So that comes back to him later on in the book, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Citra is a softie in people's eyes because she's like, I'll give you a couple months to get your life in order and tell me how you want to go.
I actually like how she did it
Yeah, and
though.
everybody's like, what are you doing? Just glean them.
Yeah. Because she gave herself more work because
Yeah.
one, when you glean somebody, you have to give their family um, immunity.
Yeah.
But Citra have to like find the person, tell them that she glean them, then find them again if they don't
Mm-hmm.
come. Actually, no, she doesn't find them again because she get on like a poison thing.
Yeah.
They didn't come, it would just inject them with poison.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like she's doing her job twice because
Yeah.
most sides would just glean and then kiss the ring. But she have to like tell them,
Yep.
then glean, then let them kiss the ring.
Tell them leave, come back, clean them, then do it to the family. You're doing double
Yeah,
jobs.
some of them have like very like eccentric ways that they want to die.
Yeah. One dude wanted to be in a play on
Yeah.
stage.
One
Yeah.
dude wanted to be hunted. That was wild. Why
Yeah.
would you ever?
Hey, that's how you want to go.
He
Um,
lose so quick. It was just
yeah. And in book one, Citra's brother told her that she would look good in a turquoise robe, so that's what she wears now, a turquoise robe.
she
Um,
chose Anastasia as her name,
yeah. Rowan
the
is wearing
Russian
black.
princess.
She's not supposed to wear.
Only wearing black
Yeah,
because he's not a Scythe. Technically.
yeah,
He has Goddard's ring because he took it from when he burnt
yeah,
the remains.
yeah. Um, Tiger tells him his dad is dead, unfortunately, so that makes him sad.
Yeah.
And
Rowan's
then,
dad got killed for his sins,
yeah,
pretty much.
pretty much. And then that's enough about them. The book kind of shifts to the new character that comes into play, Grayson Tolliver. Wait, Tiger tells Rowan he has a big job coming up in Texas. That's important as well.
Mhm.
But now we'll go
Yep.
back to Grayson. Grayson Tolliver, his parents are not great parents, so the Thunderhead actually raised him and talks to him all the time.
Yeah. Grayson's parents are one of those people who have multiple families over several generations because they keep turning back the clock. And
Yeah,
every time they turn back the clock, it's like, oh, well, old family don't exist anymore. I gone.
that's crazy.
So they was not good parents.
Yeah,
They were good. Maybe they were good when they were like getting older, but then whenever they reset, they were just like,
yeah,
those kids don't exist to me anymore. I gotta start a new family.
that's crazy.
The only person that exists to them was just their wife or husband. That's it.
Yeah. Grayson's becoming a Nimbus agent. And I guess Nimbus agents work almost directly with the Thunderhead.
Nimbus agents are kind of like the go-between the Thunderhead and everybody else.
Yeah,
Because the Thunderhead doesn't want to ever like make itself into like a physical form because it feels like that would make people look at it differently or like see it as like something that they should like worship or something like that. And
yeah,
it doesn't want to ever have humankind see it as anything but a servant.
yeah. And I feel like his backstory was extremely short. This book was like book one had a lot of back talking. Book two does be action. So as we meet him,
Yeah.
he gets his first task. So he's told
Yep.
that a couple sides are in danger, but the Thunder can't tell you that these people are in danger, and you definitely should go to this address because these people are in danger. And,
Yeah.
and the
Well,
Thunderhead,
technically, Thunderhead wasn't telling him that.
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
Nimbus agent was telling him that that's what the Thunderhead told him, or something like that. It was kind of because the Thunderhead can't like interfere with anything that happens with the sites at all.
yep,
So it had to like find a loophole.
yeah. Do you,
Actually, it found a loophole
many times.
earlier with Citra when she escaped in
Uh,
the first book. Actually, we missed a part where Citra
oh
had gotten
yeah, yeah,
captured
yeah, yeah.
because they thought that she had killed Faraday. So
Mhm.
they were going to like capture her and glean her or something like that.
Yeah,
So she basically like
it's splatted.
she splatted,
Yeah,
and then the Thunderhead was speaking to her in between being alive and dead because it was like, since you're not
yeah,
alive,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
technically not under site jurisdiction anymore. So I
yeah,
could tell you this.
yeah,
That was an interesting thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're not going back to book one.
No, 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 no. But now he knows that two sides are in trouble, and he has to go save them. And then it
Yeah.
fast forwards to them. The sides are in trouble. Anastasia and Curry. And the way
Mhm.
that they played it out, it was kind of cool. I didn't know it was him. I thought it was like
Yeah,
a
I thought he was
rando.
like a unsavory,
Yeah.
and there was some foreshadowing.
Yes. Exactly.
If you really think about it,
Yeah.
yo, that was actually good.
Yeah.
Um, and the fact that he was unsavory, and then later on it
Yeah. Yeah.
flipped,
Yeah.
dude. That's hey yo, that was hey. Book two is the best. Book two is the best.
So Anastasia's learning to drive, and she an
Because
old
in the
car.
future,
Yeah. Go ahead.
because in the future, cars all drive themselves. Everything is on the grid.
Hmm.
Everything is operated by mostly by the Thunderhead. And if you want to like drive, you have to get an off the grid car,
Yep.
which is basically like a regular car.
Yeah. She's learning to drive. Driving. Here comes this person in front of her. Bam! Stops the car,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." I was like, "Just say booby trap, man." Like I already.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hurry up!" He never said it.
He was
He,
dying. He was like,
I know.
yeah. And then he was like, "T- t." She was like, what are you talking about? But
but
like
but
what?
but but
Like when this guy come back, I'm gonna green him.
he embarrassed me. I try and learn to drive here,
Yeah.
but then
Damage my damn car.
she
No longer
realized.
have car insurance.
She realized what he was trying to say, booby trap. So she walks a little bit and she see a wire. And that wire was connected to so much stuff.
Yo, they said the
Jeez.
explosion was so huge. The explosion destroyed like when they finally like call like a bomb squad to
Yeah,
set it
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Actually, wait, didn't they hit the wire in some other way?
I think it was a robot. This
Because when he get killed, didn't Citra and her also get injured in some way? No, right?
no.
Okay, I'm mistaken. But yeah, the bomb that is set off destroyed all the trees in like 100, not 100, that's too much. Like a good radius.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
even trees further from that were like singed. So it
Yeah.
was like a big explosion.
Huge. And then he's deadish. No longer a Nimbus agent in to be. And he's also
Because
unsavory.
the reason why he couldn't be a Nimbus agent anymore is because as a academy person,
Yeah.
like you can't interact with sides. You can't tell side stuff that you hear from the Thunderhead
Yeah.
if you're trying to become a Nimbus agent.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, he was disqualified from becoming a Nimbus agent, and then he became unsavory. I think because he jumped in front of a car, which is an unsavory thing to do.
Yeah.
So but the Thunderhead had a reason for why it was making him unsavory as well. It was like plans with him, plans with him, plans.
He was thinking ahead.
Yeah. I wanted to comment on something though.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot it again as usual.
Oh boy.
Uh, but let's just move on.
He gets to meet Citra because she interrupts his interrogation by Constantine, another name I liked. So they
Yeah,
met.
that's a good name.
He's kicked out. Now he's unsavory. So now he has to embrace the lifestyle. So
Yep.
he does. His name is now like Slade, I think.
Yeah, Slade.
Yeah.
And then he dyes his hair some kind of super dark black that literally absorbs light.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a reason for that, which I guess the Thunderhead saw coming.
Yeah. And then the Thunderhead had to him and the Nimbus agent who told him what the Thunderhead said
Yeah.
became his parole officer basically,
Mm-hmm.
and then his parole officer and him basically concocted this crazy backstory for how come he became
It
unsavory.
erased his own real existence, and then that was now him.
Yeah. Oh man.
Faraday talks to Rowan and tells him that uh tries to like calm him down from his plan, but he's also going to look
Yeah.
for a secret.
So Rowan and Faraday kind of like become master and student again in a way.
Yeah,
But Rowan doing his own thing, and then Faraday catch up to him, and Faraday was about to like render him deadish. Actually, glean him because Rowan is not a side.
yeah,
But then, first of all, I'm pretty sure Rowan could have fight Faraday. I don't know who would have win,
maybe, yeah,
but I think he could take him a little bit. But he came and he was like, "Why are you doing this?" And then when he explained to him, Faraday like, "Okay, I understand what you're
yeah,
doing." He's like basically like killing sides who are not sticking to the code.
yeah,
Um, but Faraday was like, "You should kind of like calm down though, because you like that person that you recently killed was actually he actually was a good person. He just lost his way."
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that as well is why probably Rowan was doing like warnings because he probably realized giving them a chance to change might actually allow them to change. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Faraday is going to look for this mystical land that he read about, and
Land of Nod.
yeah, he goes away for a little bit. Then it switches to Tiger, who is going on his big job,
Yep.
and we find Scythe Rand is still alive.
The one who got her back broke.
That's
Still alive.
crazy. So she had to. She gonna tell you this in the book. She had to like crawl herself out of there.
Yeah, later on in book 3, I
And
think she starts talking about.
another big spoiler we won't talk about yet.
Yeah, and we can't give a spoiler about something
Yeah,
else. That's well, we might spoil it in
in the
this because
end.
it's kind of pertinent to the story.
Yeah,
But yeah, she. Wait, she and Rowan run into each other?
not yet.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh no, she and Tiger.
Tiger, that's the job that
She's the
Tiger
one
was going
who.
to do. Yeah,
Yeah, she recruited Tiger. Yeah,
yeah.
and she started training him
Mm-hmm.
because he was like, "Am I gonna get gleaned?"
Yeah.
She's like, "No." He's like, "Oh, I'm here for a party." She's like, "No." He's like, "You want me to take off my clothes?" She's like, "Definitely not."
Not yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he believes he's gonna become a side, so he starts training to be a side, and we can put him to the side for now.
Yep.
Faraday's in the Library of Alexandria, looking up stuff.
And the library has all the journals. The sides basically archive their journals when they get full, I guess.
Yep.
And so it's like kind of like a bit of history. So he's looking through all the older journals to try and find this
Land of
land of
Nod.
Nod.
He befriends the librarian there, who's extremely smart.
And who was being trained to be a scythe before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, so after the attack on their lives, Constantine tries to tell Citra and Curry to hide, and they're like, "Nah, we're not gonna hide."
Yeah, we are scythes. We
Yeah.
are no.
The most we'll do is be nomadic and keep moving, but nah. But then Citra's like, you know
Yeah, yeah,
what?
yeah.
If they want to get to us, let them get to us. I have stuff to do.
One thing I wasn't sure about is why did they want to kill them? I didn't. It was God. Obviously, is somebody in the side them
Yeah.
who maybe aligns with Goddard, but why would they try and kill them? Oh, I remember now. I remember
But
now. It's as a spoiler, so I can't say it
oh,
yet.
okay, okay, okay.
I remember
Grayson becomes Slade. He meets this girl who has some big plans that's coming up.
Yeah,
Is that
and
the
he had sex for the first time too.
yeah with Purity? Go
Purity is
figure.
her name, and she's an unsavory.
Go figure. Da, 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 da. Rowan
And that
actually.
was a good joke too that she made. She was like, maybe if my mom had named me something else, like
Uh,
I don't remember what she said. Maybe I would have been a good girl. I was like, that's funny.
oh, so Rowan. I mean, Grayson discovers the plan that they're plotting, but he can't tell anybody because he told his girlfriend, trying to play on to his role, that he don't
I
like.
actually missed this part of the story.
Okay, he told his Purity that I hate my PO. Like he just pisses me off all the time.
Oh,
Dead,
I need a job.
dead.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the PO
Wait, the
is
PO
dead.
get killed?
Yes. So when he went back to Nimbus to try and tell them,
I
hey,
really listen
this is
to
going to
this.
happen, they're like, what are you talking about, Slade? I'm like, my name is Grayson Tolliver. Does anybody that
Yeah.
knows what's going on? We don't know what you're talking about, Slade. So now he can't even warn anybody of what the big plan is going to be.
How the hell's Nimbus agent die?
He told the girlfriend he didn't like him. She like, I guess stuff done.
So she kill him?
I believe so, yeah.
Wait, she like kill him, like, or she render him deadish?
He went missing. So I don't know where he is.
What kind of skills does this girl have?
I think he was gleaned, you know. I think she probably had a found to get him gleaned. I don't know.
Yo, I didn't even know Nimbus agents could get gleaned.
They're just people.
True.
But
Wow.
yeah,
I need to re-listen. I do not remember any of that. Damn, okay.
yeah.
I
So
liked him, even though he was like kind
yeah,
of like at first I was like, he's kind of asshole-ish, but he
there's
wasn't.
a reason why, you know.
Yeah.
So now he has to stop the plot himself.
Mm.
Skip forward a little bit. Rowan actually goes to the High Blades and Ocrates and tells him, "Yo, what happened to my dad?" Then they tell him what happened to his dad. The same side in the beginning who he let run away, kill his dad for revenge.
That's why I missed that part too.
It's right after each
I guess
other.
it's a good thing that I missed some parts because then I won't spoil it.
So now Rowan is like, "Oh yeah, you want revenge? I want revenge."
Yeah.
And then we go to the theater where she's going to do. Citra's going to do her. Anastasia is going to do her gleaning the way the guy wanted to do it, which is like in a Julius Caesar play. Grayson is also there because he knows what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen, right?
I miss all of this, honestly. I don't even know what's going on.
Ah. So basically, Purity and her goons set it up so that he could make a distraction. So
Mm.
he does something. He beats somebody up badly outside. So all the cameras,
Grayson?
yeah, all the
Grayson
cameras,
beating people up?
yeah. So all the cameras turn to look at them while they fight, which means that the Thunderhead can't see what's happening at the theater, which is Purity and her goons bringing in some acid into the play.
Oh, they were going to try and kill this side with acid?
Yes. So he didn't
Yo.
stay
That's probably how
outside.
they killed it.
He do the distraction. He dashed inside, trying to find him. Went downstairs. He didn't know what's going on because the way that Purity set it up was like a mastermind. Like, this is your job. This is your job. Nobody knows the whole plan.
Nobody knows the whole plan except for her.
Yeah, so his plan
Yeah.
was to distract the cameras so that Thunder can't see them. But then he would just send the peace officers. So Grayson distracts them. They go inside. He dashed inside. He go downstairs. He sees the acid. He's like, nah. So he run upstairs and they start chasing him. Constantine, who was interrogating, was like, "It's you again, isn't it?" And Grayson was like, "You have to get everybody out of here right now." So Constantine was like, "Nah, I'm about to glean you." But I guess Purity was coming towards him to kill him, and then Constantine, I think, shot her with a shotgun.
D-
Yeah.
Damn! I
Yeah.
was wondering how she died because I remember later on in chapter 3, book 3, they were talking about her getting gleaned, and I was
Yeah.
like, she got gleaned? I don't remember hearing about her getting gleaned because I missed the whole thing.
Yeah. So I think there's a little hold up. Then there's a fire that starts because they hooked up the acid to the sprinkler system.
Ooh, that's smart.
Yeah. Then
But wouldn't it melt the pipes?
that's what I was thinking too. But I don't know why it didn't. So Grayson runs away. They start chasing him because they figure he's unsavory. This is his plan.
Oh, they blame it on him, basically.
Yeah. Citra comes out. Curie comes out as well because there's like a big thing going on. There's a fire going on.
Did Citra, did Anastasia get to glean her person that she came to glean?
Yeah, she was on in the play as the last person to stab Caesar. So the guy was Caesar, and she
Okay.
stabbed him. She like
So he was eating stuff from everybody, and then
it
she
was
come in with the
fake.
last
It
one.
was they had fake knives like a regular play, but she had a real knife.
Okay, I thought he was just eating
Oh
stuff.
no, that's unsavory actions right there.
Well, I feel like in because people could be deadish, like it wouldn't
Oh,
matter,
like
but
parts
maybe
of
it
the
does.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he runs away. They're chasing him. He runs to a fire axe, breaks it out, And he just bam hits the pipe, and then the water start
Ooh,
coming out. Then it just
that's
start
it.
turning
Yeah.
green, and it hit
Oh.
one of the I think it was a side. It hit one of the sides that was standing in front of everybody, and it just melted him away. And some of the acid went in Constantine's eyes, so he had no eyes for a while. But everybody else was
Oh.
safe. Then Gleason just run away.
Wow. That's a story right
I know,
there.
right?
I missed the whole thing. I must have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Dang. Because sometimes I'd be listening to it at night,
Yeah, that
and I
happened to me
know I should
too.
not do that. I'd be like, I'll just listen to it, and then I'll turn it off
Yeah.
before I fall asleep.
Sleeping.
Never.
Wake up 3 chapters later, like, damn. What do I
Yeah.
remember hearing?
Yeah.
So Grayson and
Dang.
Citra meet up. Citra's like, I can't help you because you hurt a side decider after you. Go to the Tonus. So he went to
Oh
the
yeah, she's trying to
Tonus.
help him out.
Yeah, went to the Tonus, and now he's like one of them.
Yeah.
And the
The
main,
Tonus and the sides have a very interesting relationship. It's like the sides don't like them at all,
yeah,
but the Tonus are like, we don't care if you like us or not. Just stay out of our shit.
technically, after what Goddard did to that Tonus monastery, the relationship got a little bit more murky. Remember, he killed a bunch of them.
Mm. Oh, wow.
He becomes a Tonus. Well, he becomes under their wing, and the main guy is like, you have to pretend for as long as you can. And he's like, how you know that gonna work? He's like, it worked for me, which means he pretended this whole time too.
Yeah, that's funny. That's like people in religion in general
Yeah.
sometimes.
So now the story goes back to Rowan. You remember what happened to him?
Rowan, did he get captured? He got captured, but I don't remember. I don't know how he got captured though.
So spoiler alert: Rowan spends the rest of this the rest of the series captured. From first aid to first aid to first aid.
This man keep getting captured, escape. Nigga, just stop. Take a break, dude. Stay home for once.
Oh my gosh. So he's captured and he
Even
wakes
in
up.
book 3.
Like I said,
Jeez.
for the rest of this series, captured. A prisoner.
Yeah. Rowan just constantly getting captured and escaping. That's what all
Uh,
happening for the rest of this next 2 books.
so he wakes up from not being dead, but he was knocked out.
Yeah.
And then he sees Tiger there with him. And Tiger's like, oh,
Oh, I
what's
missed
up?
this part.
Yeah. And then Rand walks in. And he's like angry because he's like, I know I ended you. You shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like a backhanded way of fighting. So he had to fight Tiger and actually to not lose. So
But he did lose, didn't he?
he tried to lose on purpose, but then they're like, no, you have to beat him. So he beat him every
Okay.
single. There was never one time he beat him. Every single
Wait,
time.
wasn't that when he was fighting Goddard?
No, that was Tiger. He was fighting
Oh, but
Tiger.
he did the same thing with Goddard?
Yes. Which you just spoiled, but it's okay. It's okay.
Oh my god! Because I do not remember this scene at all. That's why I was like, I think you have it wrong. But
No, so
anyway,
he was sparring with Tiger, and like he beats him every single time. He can't lose, can't lose, can't lose. And then the last day, Rand is like, "Come with me, Tiger. It's time." So Tiger this whole time thought that his training was to become a scythe. When he walks back in, he's in a wheeled chair, not a wheelchair, a wheeled chair, and it's not Tiger anymore. There's a different face on Tiger's body.
oh man, I missed this whole scene. I was like, when the thing happened at the conclave that I can't talk about yet.
Yeah.
I was like, when did this happen? I missed the whole scene.
Yeah. So basically, they were trying to train the body to be like like because of the Book of Tour. So now Goddard have a new body.
Yeah. So how Goddard had survived the fire was when he cut it off at the Tonus cult or whatever.
Yeah.
It fell in this like they had this like thing of water, and inside the water had all the diseases that ever existed in the world. And the reason that that water was there was because it was like we've come so far. Like, look, I could even drink this water full of disease, and nothing will happen to me because I
Yeah.
have all these nanites that protecting me or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of like symbolic of like humankind transcending death.
Yeah.
Anyway, got her head get cut off, landed in that water. When everything was up in flames, Rand found it.
Yeah. And dragged him out.
Yeah.
She crawled out with it.
Although I don't know how she found it if she was crawling on her hands.
But I think they all witnessed when he did it, when he cut his head off. So she probably saw it fall in there.
Oh yeah, he did kill all of them after he killed God. Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. Next scene is Faraday and Monera. They discovered something in their research, so now they know where they're supposed to go. And
Ooh, and the
this story,
Thunderhead.
well, you can't go
Go
there
on, spoil
yet.
it. I'm very interested.
Not yet.
Ah,
So
yeah,
they
okay, okay,
start
okay,
just
okay.
developing more like ideas and plans and whatever. They travel here and there and everywhere. We could fast forward this part. There's no action here.
Yeah, it was boring as hell. It wasn't
Nah,
boring,
nah. It
but
was
it was interesting. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like a good plot point,
yeah.
but it wasn't action. Yeah.
So in the end of their searching, they discover something or somewhere, the land of Nod, that the Thunderhead had no knowledge at all of.
Yep. And the Thunderhead knows every inch
The
of the planet.
Thunderhead is a sneaky bee, you know, because he had like his robot in the coffee shop drinking coffee, full of
Yeah, yeah,
coffee, you
yeah.
know,
Yep, yep,
with like cameras all around his neck and like mics
yep,
on his. Oh man,
yep. The Thunderhead had robots, and I think there was a scene where Precious, or whatever her name was, what her name was again?
really?
Purity. Yeah, yeah. she was she stabbed Rowan a little bit to make sure that he wasn't a robot.
Yeah,
Because the Thunderhead was sometimes trying to use robots to infiltrate the unsavories to make sure like they wouldn't do anything too crazy.
but she stopped Grayson.
Yeah, yeah, Grayson. Who did I said? Rowan?
Yeah, your
My
boy.
bad. Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah,
Jade or Slade, or whatever his name is. She
yeah,
stabbed Slade a little bit to see if he have real blood. And she tasted it. She's like, how you could tell the difference? He's like, they taste like motor oil, but you taste like life. I was like, okay, 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 that's something. You're trying to
yeah,
be
yeah.
poetic here. I see you.
So now we're at the we skip forward to tell you that the Thunderhead saw what Faraday and Monero were doing.
Yeah, and the
Unimportant.
Thunderhead was confused. It was
Yeah,
like, I know everything about
yeah,
this
but I
planet.
don't know this.
Yeah, and why do I feel okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
and the thing was like, I guess it's like a side. It's a side thing that well, not a side thing, but like
Yeah.
no planes ever flew over this area like at all.
That's a book 3 thing, isn't it?
No, that was when they found it. So the flight patterns that
Well,
she
I mean,
found.
but we didn't know the same thing yet
Yeah,
in
yeah.
book 2.
Well, kinda because the sites wrote about it.
Well, it's obvious that we could have figured out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. We could have figured
And
out.
he was like, no planes flew there, but it's because there were better ways where to go. You know, because like he was
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
perfect that his perfection caused like a blind spot for him.
Wait, the Thunderhead you think is a guy?
Well, his voice was a guy, so I'm sorry.
I always assumed the Thunderhead had a woman's voice.
Not the way the book was reading it.
Really? I interpreted his voice as a woman the whole time, except for when he was doing the iterations for the things that I don't want to
Okay, yeah,
spoil.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But when he was doing the iterations for that, I was like, why is the Thunderhead doing a guy voice now?
It was always the same voice.
Really?
Just start book 2 again, and you'll hear the voice that comes up.
My boy, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
It might just be in my head, because in my head, all the characters in this book black except for Goddard.
that's crazy.
Or the Hispanic.
Yeah. Well, the ones who were obviously Hispanic was like from Amazonia.
Yeah.
So now we're at Winter Conclave, and Xenocrates is like, I'm done being a High Blade. I'm going to be a. What's the next level?
Grand
Grand Slayer? No, that's.
Grand Slayer. Wait, High Blade and then Grand Slayer. Yeah, it is
Okay,
Grand
Grand Slayer.
Slayer.
He's going to be a Grand Slayer because somebody going to self glean.
Yeah, the only way to, well, we don't have to spoil that. That's not
Yeah.
important.
So guess who walks in but Goddard himself?
Oh, wait. Yeah, yeah. So since he was going to become the Grand Slayer, he needed to appoint a new High Blade.
Yep.
So he was like, any nominations? Everybody nominate whoever they
Curry.
nominate.
Oh,
Yeah, Curry got nominated, and some other guy who was a Goddard fan got
Mhm.
nominated. And then everybody was like, this dude ain't gonna win,
Yeah,
obviously. So no worries.
yeah.
And then just as they were about to start voting,
Goddard
Goddard
walks
entered.
in. But the
Well,
important name that comes up is
17% of him did.
Cy Morrison is also a junior side. That's an important name to remember for book 3. Just a little spoiler
True.
there. He likes
I like how
Anastasia.
they put him in, but like they made him like they did it in a way like they mentioned him enough that you should pick up that he obvious, but I didn't
Yeah.
pick up that he was important. I mean,
Mm,
you should pick up that he was important, but I didn't pick up that he was important.
yeah. So now Goddard's here. Uh yeah, his name goes in because he has a lot of the new age size on his side. And then
Yeah, the guy who got picked
yeah,
decided to like drop out and
back
yeah,
him. Yeah.
and
So now
yeah,
they
it was like a Trump kind of vibe. I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie. I feel like he even said something like "Make Scythe great again" or something like that too.
Damn.
Did he?
I don't know.
He said that. I know he said something about making Scythe great again. And this is, mind you, this book was written before
2016.
Big Daddy Trump
Yeah.
came into the thing. So it's like, dude, I ain't gonna lie. I love books when they like predict things. Or like, because even like in book 3, when they talk about spoiler, gender fluidity,
Yeah.
this book was written before like that was like a thing. Even like how it was talking about like respecting their pronouns, like this book was written before that. So it was kind of cool when books predict stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Um, they have the vote to see who's gonna be the next High Blade, and it's like a 10-second vote, and at 8 seconds, it's just like I call an inquest. So an
Yeah, yeah,
inquest is
yeah.
like a challenge to the Goddard's coming in. So now they have to cancel the vote, not release the results, and then they have to wait until they go to the Supreme Blades or whatever.
Yeah, it was like some kind of like end of the year. So like throughout the year, they'll have conclaves like
Mm-hmm.
every quarter, I think. But I think once a year or maybe once every other year or something. I don't
Yeah,
know. Or maybe it was because he was becoming a high blade. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
But every so often they have like a big gathering
Mm-hmm.
where the sites from all over the world come,
Yeah,
not just the American sides. And yeah,
yeah,
they have the high blades come together and do stuff.
yeah. But before that, Goddard is pissed off, obviously, and he not gleans, but he makes Rowan deadish. So now
Oh
the
yeah,
Thunderhead could talk
he
to
get pissed off. Goddard is such a little punk, dude.
him.
Like, I'm mad. Why you make them do this?
Yeah,
Kill people while he leaving because he vexed.
yeah,
Then Rand calm him down, like, dude,
yeah.
chill, chill. He's like, you know what?
Amate.
I going home and I gonna fight.
We
Fight
miss
in
we
Rowan.
missed no, we didn't miss it, but we missed the important part where in book 1, I think Citra tells Rowan she talked to the Thunderhead.
When she was deadish, yeah.
Told Rowan this, so now after Goddard beats up Rowan and makes him deadish, the Thunderhead talks to him now.
Actually, he never beat Rowan. Rowan
Oh yeah,
refused to
yeah,
fight.
yeah,
So Rowan was just like literally just like sitting down. And then the one time he did fight,
yeah,
because Rand was like, "If you do it, I'm gonna give you something.
yeah,
I don't want to spoil. I don't know if this is spoilable, but
yeah.
if you do this, I'll give you something." So then
It's
Rowan
not. It's
actually
not.
fight.
It's not important.
It's not important. So basically, he wanted to know what happened at the conclave,
Yeah,
and they didn't want to tell him.
yeah.
So then, and that's the next thing. Rowan never know what's going on in the world because he always caught.
So he's a real prisoner. Like the world have cell phones now. There's Amazon is a big thing,
Oh
and he been in
man,
jail from the 70s. You don't know what's going on.
pretty much. It's my man to run since he first became supposed to become a scythe. He
Yeah.
never became a scythe, but just always on the run. Golly.
Oh man. So
So
yeah.
he come back, he's like, fight me. Rowan's like, nah, I good.
Yeah.
Just not fighting back, not fighting back, not fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
And Rand was like, if you fight him, I'll tell you what happened at Conclave. Rowan beat him easily
Yeah.
after that. And then, out of a fit of anger, he rendered him deadish. Although I don't know how he could render him deadish if he's a scythe. Or was it because the, what did the thing called again? The Inception?
Inquest.
The Inquest. Because of the Inquest, he wasn't a scythe anymore? Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could just do what you remember. Oh, it was a was it? It was like an unsanctioned revival center, so it's not connected to anything. It's off the grid. I think that's what it was.
Well, still, wouldn't the Thunderhead, because the Thunderhead controls all the revival centers, wouldn't the Thunderhead be like? Because even these things that are supposedly off the grid are still on the grid.
Yeah,
The Thunderhead just let them pretend like it's off the grid, pretty much.
yeah. I don't
So
know.
that kind of confuses me. Like,
Yeah, but the Thunderhead talks to Rowan one of the times that he's deadish because he gets
yeah,
killed again and again and again. And
a lot of times he died like 50 times or
yeah,
something.
he has a 39% chance of making a difference in the world.
Hey, 39 is more than zero.
Yeah. So after a while, God is like, you know what? You need to be killed publicly. Finally. Now they're in Endora, which I didn't know the spelling of it. It's actually
Ooh.
Endura.
Let me mention this. So the reason, so Scythe Lucifer, all the Scythes hate him because he was killing Scythes,
Yep.
and everybody hunted him down, trying to catch him. He obviously got captured by Goddard.
Yeah.
Goddard was like, you know what? I gonna use this to my advantage, basically.
Yep.
And yeah, so he was going to kill him in front of everybody.
At Endora. Endora.
Yeah.
Endora has so much connection to another famous city that we'll talk about after we talk about what happens there.
Ooh, talking about Atlantis?
Yes. No, you gave it away.
No, not really,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
But yeah,
well,
that's
I
what.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh my. But you know what that means. It's okay. We good.
I'm the
Uh.
worst. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Thunderhead eventually starts saying like, "Why do I exist?" So like, how could I miss this? It's like it really messing him up that this thing exists and he didn't know about it.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
the Thunderhead was more disturbed by the fact that it didn't mind that it didn't know.
yeah,
Well, it was like disturbed at the fact that it wasn't disturbed.
yeah. It was,
Yeah, it's like if I get stabbed and like I just like looking at them like, why don't I like feel scared I'm about to die, or why don't I feel
yeah,
scared I'm bleeding?
yeah.
Then I like it'd be like kind of like worrisome. Yeah.
So now we're at Endura. They have a bunch of sides there because it's I guess a side place, whatever.
Yeah, it's like the size, like they built it from scratch themselves. It's like supposed to be like the marvel of like human ingenuity because
Hmm.
the Thunderhead didn't help in any way.
But stuff don't work there, right? Like stuff don't work properly there.
Well, the reason why
Yeah.
is because of somebody
No, I thought like
who
things like
got a
radios
bunch of
and
engineers
stuff.
together.
Oh,
Yeah, we kind of missed that part of the story, but that's kind of a spoiler as well.
no, I think things just didn't work properly there, like the way they were supposed to.
No, I think things did work, but I think fuck it. Goddard, I think Goddard was planning to do this for a while. So I think he had so part of the story that we missed was Goddard was inviting engineers over to his house.
Yeah, for secret
At
meetings.
first, Rand thought it was for like a mass cleaning
Yeah.
because Goddard does stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then Goddard was like, "No, I just want you guys to do this thing for me." They didn't really say what it
And
was,
she
or
didn't
maybe
know
I missed
either
it.
because she just saw them
Yeah,
leave.
yeah. But they were doing this for like a while. I think Goddard had them like tampering with the
Mm.
place so
No,
that it could be like a history of it happening.
but this is recently though.
Yeah, but I think like it's only in recent history that they started having these problems, is what I think.
Okay.
Or maybe they always did, but I think it was recent because they were like, or maybe they were saying like it was having more issues than normal.
Yeah. But
Like maybe it always had issues, but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
having more
But I
than
wasn't
normal.
talking about like the bigger glitches. I'm talking like stuff was not working like how it was fluid in the real world. Here it was like almost like back to modern times because it was less on the grid.
Because it's yeah, because
Yeah.
it's his Scythe territory, the Thunderhead couldn't really participate, so it was a lot of human error all the time. Yeah, yeah.
Um they had the inquest. They both plead their points. You want me to slow down?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so Goddard basically loses the inquest and then he
Yep.
puts his plan into motion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have do it anyway,
Yeah.
but so he lose the inquest because it was determined that he didn't have enough of himself. Basically, he was just ahead. Like, yeah. So they were like, "Nah, you gotta redo all your Scythe training. You ain't a Scythe." Damn.
That's another thing too. So before we lose the inquest, this is one of Rowan's great moments because Rand tries to, you know, seduce Goddard, but I think it's just because she was attracted to Tiger, and that's still Tiger. And Goddard felt something there because he's only 7% Goddard and 93% Tiger, so he felt a little thing there, and he's like, "Was this always here?"
Yeah. Oh, we missed a lot of stuff because Tiger, when he was training the whole time, was
Yeah.
always flirting with Rand,
Mm-hmm.
like every single day.
Rand was actually
And
flirting with Rowan too in the beginning.
at first, she didn't like it, but after a while, she started to flirt back.
Yeah.
And then I think at one point he was like, "We gonna do this or not?" She was like, "If you do a good job, maybe."
Yeah. So she tried to impress him. He said nah, and she was vexed, obviously.
Yeah, I think Rand also had a attraction towards Goddard as well, though.
Yeah, she said they said it was kind of like a both thing, even
Yeah, so she
before.
liked both.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So she lets Rowan escape, and they blame the other freak that was with them. I forget his name. So he gets gleaned. Then the
Yeah,
guards
he
get
get gleaned.
gleaned.
Well, they didn't technically he didn't technically get gleaned. He got killed and then covered up.
Yeah. So now Rowan's on the run, but he's like, I can't leave my bay.
Yeah, Rowan loves Citra, dude.
Yeah. Because they
Everything
did
he
say
does
I
is
love you at
always,
the book
is
one.
always for her.
Yeah. He said I love you, and she was like, me too, in book one.
Yeah, that was
So
when
yeah.
at the first book he told her.
Yeah. So she like, I can't leave Bay. I got a Warren Bay.
Yeah,
So he goes to find her. They find her in the street,
she
and
wasn't for the streets though.
no. So now Curie takes them to the, well, stuff is happening now. The island is sinking.
So at this point, as soon as they say that you can't be
Yeah.
the blade master or whatever the thing is
High
for the
blade.
local area,
Yeah.
the high blade, he immediately put his plan into action. Actually, I think it was happening even before that
Before, a
because it
little
was like
before, yeah.
it was sinking. We have to adjust the thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
happening
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
But as soon as it happened, he was like he kicked it into high gear basically.
Yeah.
And in book four, by the way, in book four,
Four?
you're gonna find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in book four, you're gonna find out
Okay.
that Goddard
Don't
has a
spoil it.
history. He has a history. Let's just put it that
In
way.
book three too.
In book three, but in book four, they actually flesh it out. Like
Wow. Okay.
you're gonna hear the whole story. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the island is sinking. Atlantis, like my friend said. Um, Curry takes them to the room
Oh,
where. Go ahead.
before that, the high blades, how they get killed.
Oh, sharks. A lot of people get killed by sharks.
But these, so the sharks, the fish that was in the area, they had their nanites were programmed to basically like be like decorative.
Yeah.
So like you could like swipe it and then the fish would
Mm-hmm.
go in a formation,
Yeah.
or if you do a different swipe, they would like swim around that pattern and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So Goddard, I think, had engineers hijack them so that they would have like hunger,
And
even if they already ate.
it was kind of foreshadowing, foreboding that Citra put the sharks up on the screen when she first got there. And she's like, this is what it
Yeah,
feels like right now.
true. Yo, that's some good foreshadowing.
Yeah. So they
I
got
didn't catch
eaten.
that.
Goddard came like, I'll save you. And he was like,
In a
nah.
helicopter, yeah. Yeah. He like, grab my strong hand.
So Curie pushes Anastasia and Rowan into.
Socrates was like, I already know this is a
Yeah, he
trap. I'm
like,
gonna stay on this chair.
no, he went down, didn't he?
Well, he
He
stayed on
ju-
he was last to go.
yeah,
So basically Xenocrates, who I can't spoil that's the book for. Xenocrates, who Goddard and him had beef the whole time in all the
yeah.
books. In book two, we find out why though, right? Wasn't it
Book
like
one.
book one because we found out that just a spoiler, so I'm not gonna say it, but Goddard had him under his thumb
Yeah,
for a reason we can't say.
yeah.
But in this one now, it relives something that happened in book one too. Remember what happened in book one when with his robe.
Yeah.
Same thing that happened in book two.
Yeah.
So book one kind of foreshadowed it
A
again.
little
You
bit,
see that?
yeah.
You see, oh, that's a good author. Anyway, so in book two, when the water started filling up, they was inside like this thing, and eventually the water would fill up enough that they could like climb over the wall because it was
Yeah.
like an open top.
Mm-hmm.
But um, sharks started flowing in with the water,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "What the heck?" So one of the people who was in the water, he felt something like touch his leg, and he was like, "What the heck?" He looked down, he see a heap of blood,
Yeah.
and then that's when they realized, "Oh shoot, the sharks are actually attacking us."
Yeah.
So they all climbed on top of their chairs, which was like really
Pretty
big
high,
chairs.
yeah.
So they were on top of the chairs, and then when he come down with a helicopter, they were like, "Let's go now!" While the sharks are distracted with his body because they was
Yeah.
ripping that dude apart.
Mm-hmm.
They start swimming. God was like, "Grab my strong hand." They're like, "All right, we're here. Help us up." He's like, "Nah, it's your
Ah.
mind." The Master T stayed back, and he was like, "I know Goddard something
Yeah.
the fact that he coming to help us. He
Mm-hmm.
never helps people." So he see them swim out. As soon as they gone, he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." As soon as Goddard dip, he was like, "I knew it." And then he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go my way. I'm not gonna go the way Goddard want me to go."
Yeah.
Then he jumped in. His robe was made from pure gold, so it was
Yeah.
super heavy, and it just dragged him to the bottom, and he drowned that way.
Yeah.
He never got ate by a shark while he was alive, at least.
Now are you ready to go?
Yeah, let's move on. So
Uh
why Citra and Curry did what they did, and Rowan, how they survived basically.
oh well, they got tricked, kinda sorta.
Oh, they got tricked.
Because Curry pushed them into the room and closed the door.
Oh yeah. Oh, we missed this too because that was kind of like a little bit of foreshadowing in that book too. When they went to the museum
Yeah.
and the museum curate was like, "This is a room that nobody goes in. It's a vault and blah blah
Yeah,
blah."
yeah.
And she was like, "That's off limits though." And then
Mm-hmm.
like I was like,
Yeah, so
I
she
didn't catch it.
yeah.
Yeah,
She pushed them in there and then closed the door and then it was sealed forever.
the men. Because now she was the High Blade, and only High Blades had access to the vault.
Yep.
So since she was a High Blade, she opened the vault. She told them, "Hey, can you get that thing from the back?" And then they went to the back like two idiots. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's nothing in the back. They're like, "We don't see it." She's like, "Look a little harder." As soon as they like get far enough, she closed it.
Which means that some way the Supreme Blades, I think that's what they called, they put into action before they told them.
But went into action.
They made her the High Blade before they revealed that they made her the High Blade.
No, they did it right then and there. Like once they voted, they were like, "You can't. You're ineligible to become a High Blade because you need to go back through all your training. So therefore, Marie Curie is going to become the High Blade." And then
So
it's
is it
just like immediate.
word of mouth that just happened?
I'm pretty sure it was like cameras and stuff recording it while they
Mm.
was doing it.
Okay.
So it was
That
like
makes sense.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the room that
And
this
actually,
go ahead.
Marie wasn't even sure if she was. She was like, "I hope that it
I
went
hope it
true."
works, yeah.
Yeah.
So the room that they're in is the room where they have the robes of all the the founders, basically.
Yeah, they had the robes of like the very very first sites.
Cleopatra, Prometheus, and they had
Good
like
name.
400,000 side rings, which are impressive things that we didn't talk about at all.
Yeah, we have to talk about that. So the side rings are these like diamonds. Well, they're side diamonds that they make into rings. That basically is like a diamond with no imperfections, but then there's like a darkness in the core. And that darkness is like they don't know what it is
Hmm.
because it doesn't look like an imperfection. It just looks off.
Yeah.
I think in one of the books it explains what it is, though. I
I
don't
think book
remember.
3, maybe?
Mm. I haven't gotten there yet because I didn't finish.
Mm. But yeah, so they're stuck in there and everybody's dying.
The vault was cool though.
Yeah.
The vault was basically like
Literally
a
cool.
big vault instead of a small vault.
Yeah.
I mean, backwards.
Yeah. And they had like
Magnetism.
yes. So it was always stay upright. And they have like
It
a
was like the small vault was like floating in the middle of the big vault by
yeah.
electromagnetism. Yeah,
But then when they hit the bottom of the ocean, they start to like jostle around and stuff like that.
and plus lots of electricity at some point.
Yeah. So now everybody's dying.
I think in book 3 it says how they died.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk about how they died,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they died. And they did something that also is mentioned in book 3.
So as everybody's dying around, the Thunderhead screams.
Yeah, the Thunderhead is like sad about this.
And you know who is happy about this? The tone is, because that's the tone.
Yeah, the Thunderhead basically like broadcasts a sound across all frequencies, across
Mm-hmm.
every electronic device,
Yep.
just for like a full like I don't remember how long, but it was like at
Yeah.
least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And everybody was like covering their ears because it was so loud. And the Tunis was like, oh, A sharp. I mean D sharp.
Sure. So now everybody's unsavory except for our boy Grayson.
Yep, the whole were flip on the axis, man.
Yeah.
He went from being the unsavory who shouldn't have been unsavory
Yeah.
to now everybody else
It's
is
unsavory. But
unsavory
Thunderhead
and probably
says,
shouldn't be
we
unsavory.
need to talk. And that's how the book, and I was like, I immediately went to Amazon. Book 3. Let's go.
Yeah, he good at the cliffhangers. He really good
Yeah.
at the
Oh my
cliffhangers. I ain't gonna lie.
gosh. But anything we need to cover over book 2? Not really. That was a good
No, I think we got
synopsis.
all the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so let you get through book 3, and then book 4 is gonna be like next month, so in like 7 days.
yeah.
So
Also, book 3 is actually the technically the end of the
I
series.
thought so.
Book 4 is like a
Prequel?
spin-off.
Oh, a spin-off.
No, no, well, yeah, prequel.
Wait, okay, I can't talk about it. Okay, so after this episode, we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming, and then when we're done with book 4, we'll do it again. If you like it, like, comment, subscribe. You know how it goes. See you
Yeah,
in 3
matter of
weeks.
fact, we have a little debate going on behind the scenes about what do our audience like the most. Do they like when we talk about what we normally talk about, which is like Reddit slash good news stories, or do they more like when we cover like books like this? If this video gets 10 likes, because we don't have that many likes so far. Let's just get 10 for now.
Uh,
If we get 10 likes, we'll know that you guys like this content and we'll try and do it a lot more often.
I mean,
But
that's fair.
if you guys only give us like 1, 2, 3 likes, we'll just do this randomly like we
Radically, yeah.
do.